Hello, everyone. Welcome to another amazing day at FMTraining.tv. I'm here with the fabulous and wonderful Nick Hunter, who is here to discuss more horizontal reporting and pivot tables. Blah. Day 3 with us, which will be really great. Real quick, a reminder: we stream on 3 platforms. We stream on YouTube, we stream on Twitch, and we stream on Discord. We do watch all of the conversations. Please ask questions, please interact. We do love hearing from you all. A real quick hello to people. Hello, Stu, Goodidi, Ken, Larry, Lynn, M. Johnson, Peter, Scott, Shiegel, UK Lad, Michelle Gravel on YouTube, and then who do we have on Twitch? I think I saw AL92, Diskinko, and extra more. Nice. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Real quick, let's talk about the broadcast schedule. I guess the only schedule of 5 days a week. So we've got, today we have Nick, horizontal reporting or pivot tables, with the wonderful Nick Hunter. Hello, I heard you. Were you say something, Nick?
Yes.
And then Friday we've got FM Restore. Also, Hamza is taking the opportunity to show off a really cool website PHP thing that you can add to your websites. Where basically, if you have a Russian IP address, it will show instead a list of the website won't load. It'll instead load a list of neutral news sources. So that'll be really cool. He's very excited about sharing that. So he wants to share about that, see what he can do to help everything going on over there. So that'll be really awesome that we're hosting that as of tomorrow. And then actually we have a whole, I'm not saying his name correctly, but a Monday through Friday we have Hansa. I didn't say it correctly, did I, Nick?
Hansa.
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 Hansa. It's not home. It's not home. It's not home. No, I'm kidding.
No, I suffer the American problem of not being able to pronounce certain weird letters and other alphabets. Very sorry. We'll work on that. Anyway, he's going to be all of next week after his really cool stuff tomorrow. We're going to be discussing Monday through Friday turning databases into iOS apps. So that'll be fun. And then after that, Nick will return again for the next week. And we also have Monkey Bread the week after. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. It'll be very cool. It'll be very awesome. Real quick, if you'd like to support the live stream, we do this for free, so we appreciate any support we get. We have our fantastic bundles. The Complete Learning FileMaker bundle and the Learning FileMaker Video Only bundle. It's 100 plus hours of video content in both bundles. We got a lot of fantastic trainers. Nick himself was a trainer. Jacob Taylor's a trainer. Richard, of course, talks through a lot of it. They're all very dynamic, very entertaining FileMaker trainers. If you're like, oh, I got questions, or I need to refine this part of my FileMaker knowledge, or I have this gap in my FileMaker knowledge, or if you just want to support us, we take that too. Feel free to buy this. We greatly appreciate it, and I promise it's absolutely worth the cash investment. There is so much stuff in there. With that being said, I think we're good, Nick. What are we doing?
Okay, thank you much. Thank you everybody to join us today. So today we do the day 3 of the pivot table reporting. So I don't have much more to explain about this, but what I can do is to dig deeper into the how to build stuff like that, and go deeper into the use of the self function, which I know is kind of voodoo for many of the people here. We can do a kind of a poll here. Who is comfortable with self and who is not comfortable with self in the audience? 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go. If you have a poll here, we can say who is comfortable with the self. Okay, we can use how to use this. How we can make those calculation that works everywhere without changing much, or without changing anything. So I keep trying to use it where I can't. Yes, it's so yeah. We can deep dive on this and see a little bit more explanation. If you guys have some question about what we saw the last 2 days, we can answer the question here. So sometimes when we want to time those webinars, sometimes we go faster, sometimes we go slower. So it's kind of difficult. But anyway, we will always have something to talk about. So I want to explain a little bit more about this self problem here.
Do you want to share your screen or video real quick?
Oh, I share my screen.
I don't. Oh, I don't see anything. I didn't realize you were intentionally sharing your screen already. I assumed you were waiting. There we go.
Okay,
Cool.
so okay.
Excellent.
So, um, yeah. Okay, so because I was lost with my screen. Okay, so I want to explain a little bit of the self, and and how we can, for example, how we can make things like this working great, right, without to do any change, right? So the goal here is to make to use something that we are not, we don't need to go and okay, let me rephrase. Okay, back off. Okay, the goal is not going there, not going to the auto entry calculation. Why? Because the goal is to create a table, right? Create a table task. Okay, let's create it. Have a table. Let's get rid of those piece of blip. And what we want to do, right? We want to schedule. Okay, we want to create the fields, right? Create the field, prepare the field. So that means we have. So we need to. Oh yeah, because I'm not in the TCO2. Why is it broken? Why is it broken? It shouldn't be broken, but it's okay. Oh, because I'm not in the good. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I'm not in the right relationship, so this will be broken. But let's say we have something here. The list. Let's say this list is not broken. Okay, and what we want to do, okay, is to get there, fix this, make the calculation, right, and oh, that's why. Okay, I was saying. So I need that field to be created. Okay, let's make that field here, right? So I have the field here. So now I think the calculation will work because it wasn't making sense to break the calculation, but it's okay. So let's copy this. So we go to a table. We have one field. So we create one field, right? No, still not working. Yeah, this relationship won't work because I'm in another table. So it's okay. So I'm creating the auto entry calculation. It's created. And now, just by duplicating the field and renaming it here, automatically the name of the field will tell me, right, which value to take. I want the value 5, I want the value 6, I want the value 7, right? I want the value 8, and I want the value 10, etc. Right? So I want to make this possible, right? So where can we use self? We can use self when a calc is attached to an object. Okay, so here, for example, if I say self in that, let's say I'm doing this. Let's create a new field here. Test self. Okay. I have a new field, a text field. And right, I have a trigger. So I'm going to explain that next week, right? I don't know when we're going to do the what the trigger is. I explained that many times, but today let's focus on self. Okay. I want this. I want the get field name on self. Okay. So this is what I want on the auto entry calculation. Okay. So let's have the test here. Let's go and let's do a test on this, right? Okay. So let's go to the new layout here. Let's remove this. Let's remove all, cleaning all the FileMaker 19. ugliness, and okay, put those two. Okay, so I have a new rel. Okay, so here what the auto entry calculation what's the name returns. It returns the name, the complete name, right, of the complete name of the fields, right? So I could have said anything from the self. Here I said I said the field name, but I could have said the get layouts. No, what can we say? Get field type, for example, field style. Okay, so I could have said this. So field style, I could say something like this: we don't care about the file name, we don't care about the layout name, and I want self, right? So what that will do, right? So new, oh, it returned nothing. Okay, maybe because it needs to know which layout, but you got the point. The self. So here the self, it will apply to the fields. Okay, it will apply to the field. So for example, oh, I have a very nice one. Let's do a very nice one. If is empty self, right? If it's empty self, then I want untitled. If not, I want self. What that does, because I'm using 2 times self. First of all, let's see what it's doing, and this is very cool, by the way. So when I enter it says untitled because it's empty. Let's remove this for now. It was empty. When the auto entry calculation says is empty, if is empty self, right? Then I want to put untitled. If this is not empty, I want to keep whatever inside the field. If you do this, it doesn't work. So let's do this. Let's say we say, if it's empty self, put untitled, otherwise nothing. Look what happens if I do this. I create a new record, it said untitled, but if I put something, boom, it goes away. Because you said, if it's empty, put untitled. So when you trigger the auto entry calculation, it says is empty by default, right? So you put untitled. But if you put something else that is not empty, you said you want nothing. You said you want nothing, right? You want to prevent that to happen. You say, okay, I want whatever in self. So if the field is empty, so let's think about the field, okay? The field. If the field is empty, put untitled. Otherwise, put whatever in the field, okay? Pretty much, this is how you need to think about it, right? So now what happened here is this. That's why I'm using this a lot. I'm creating a new record, it said untitled. I'm putting Nick Hunter, no problem. Now, if I put this empty, you put untitled. It will never be empty. So that's cool for something like this. Date, okay? Date, and you put the same calculation. So you can just copy paste this, right? But here it's a date. So what I want, if it's empty, put the get current date, right? So here, get current date. If it's empty, self, put the date of today. Otherwise, put whatever I put. And of course, you need to remove this, do not replace. So now, let's try it. And let's put the date. So when I create a new record, it put the date of today, you know. Otherwise, I can put whatever, you know, I can put 12 of 2043, right? Or if I remove everything, it put back the date of today. So it will never be empty. So that's cool to replace all the craziness you can put in on triggers and stuff like that, right? So there's no field triggers, there's nothing. So that's cool when you want to say, when you want to set a date, right? And make sure that if you clean it, it put the new, if you empty it, it will put the get current date. Otherwise, it will put self, right? So that's the cool thing. Could use only is empty equal? No. No, but Angel said, can we use just this? Just this. Because if you do this, if is empty, yeah, but is empty what? Is empty self? If you do this, is empty equal untitled? That will return, yeah, it's not an empty string, right? So if it's empty self equal, I don't even know if that will do something. No. You need to have a if. You need a if. You need if is empty, then because you need to have the two. Okay, so that's one way to use the self. You have another way. For example, I want, let's say I have a date here, or let's say I have a date of test, and I have something like the let's put the date here. Let's say I have the date here. I have a text with the date here. I have the date, and I put the format here, format December, and I put bold, white, and I put 17. So I have a date here, and I want. So let's remove this, right? So, and I want, or whatever I want to do something. Sorry, I just messed up. Let's say I want this field to disappear if it's empty. That means, let's say you have a button here, right? You have a button that set date, for example. Let's say you have a button that do this, right? Set date, set field, and you say date with the get current date, okay? And you have another button that say clear date, okay? And you want this, okay? Okay. And you want this field, set date, clear date. And you want this field to disappear if the date is empty, right? So you go to the hide object, right? And you said, is empty self. So if it's empty self, go away. If it's not empty, come. Go away, come. Go away, come. Go away, come. Okay? So this is cool when you want to hide something. Okay? So just you need to put is empty self, because this result is a Boolean result. When you go to the auto entry calculation, it's not a Boolean. It's not a Boolean. It's a date. The result will be a date. Okay? You can use a Boolean, like the if, to get, to be used in a calculation. But the result cannot be a Boolean result. It needs to be a date result. And FileMaker gives you the information all the time, what it is. Okay? Here, on the hidden state, it's always a Boolean, always. Same as our friend the conditional formatting. Is always a Boolean. So the answer here is it cannot be something else than yes, no. Okay, yes, no, true, false, valid, not valid. Cannot be other way. You cannot, if you put something like this, if you put this calculation in the conditional formatting, you will get absolutely nothing. It won't work. If you go there and you say you want this, right? It's not a Boolean. It will accept it, but it will say, what do you want me to do with this? You know, it's not a Boolean. The answer is not Boolean. The answer is a date, right? So so you know, so you understand. But here, to use the self, actually FileMaker gives you an information on the conditional formatting. When you add and you say this, you say, oh, self. See, pretty much if it's not empty. This is the FileMaker version of if it's not empty, or something like this. But you can say, for example, self, okay, self equal, or not is empty self. Okay, for example, not is empty self. If it's not empty, okay, is that something? So is that, oh, no, let's say is empty. Is empty self. I want that to be like this. Okay. So is not empty, empty. Oh, I need to remove. See, it's red. It's not red. Right. It's not red. Red. It's not red. Red. Right. Let's say I want, for example, to say something else. I want to add something here and say self strictly inferior of get current date, for example. Okay, and I want the color to be, I don't know, orange, right? For example. So if I put a date, that is inferior of current date, up orange, right? Because self, you know, I say self. If I put today, it's not orange anymore. But if I put, for example, yesterday, it's orange because, and if it's empty, it will be red. No? Oh, because yes, I need to change the order. The first arrived, first served. You know, here you can. I know that many of you doesn't know that, and that's a good opportunity to tell me, because before we had the little handle here, and FileMaker, don't know why I removed it. You can say this. You can move up and down. Normally you have like this, right? You have a handle like this, and I don't know why FileMaker just decided to get rid of it. I don't know when that happened, but it's recent. So you can, you know, so now it's the opposite. So now I change the order of my conditional. So this is the first one that I want, but if I put something, right, and if I do this, it works. So, you know, but I don't have otherwise you know, if I have a one before the other one was more. So you can order. So you know now you can see the advantage of using the self here, right? Because let's say I have another field, you know, I have a created date, you know, created date, another date field. Okay, and look what I'm doing right now. Look how self is cool. I'm duplicating the field, right? I put this creating date. And look what happened. The conditional formatting works. So I can put, let me put here. I put, it works. I don't need, if you do this the old way, if you do the old way, and you go there and you say this, right? If you do this and you duplicate it, it will break. So this here it works. It works, but if I duplicate the field, and I change the field, I duplicate the field, and I change the field, it's broken. See, it will point to the other, and then you build a giant bug, because now it's this one that will drive this one, but this one is not working anymore. So you need to go, right, and change it. So if you use self, you don't have the problem, right? So I see we have plenty of questions, no, Marge?
We do. Let's start from the very top. From David Angel, could use only is empty equal untitled? Question mark.
No, we cannot do that. We answered that question.
Does it work with containers to show a default image if the current image is deleted?
Does it work with container to show a default image if yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Actually, you know, I can show you something cool for the container, by the way. You know, so of course you do. Let's say you have a container, and then let's say you have another table, a global table. You have a G default image. Okay, it's a container, and it's a storage global, right? And you want to, so you have here, okay, so you have a container. So let's put the container field, right? And you want to do like what's the name? Peter wants to do. You say, okay, if is empty self, okay? You said you want to go to the globe and the default image, otherwise self, okay? So now we need to put something in the default image, by the way. Table global default image took. So what can we put as the default image? A new file image. For example, you want the default image. Let's say you want this one. Oh, let's say no, something better than this. You want this one, for example. Okay. You want this. Oops. Doesn't like it. I need to copy the image. Copy. So I have this, you know, by default image. Now I'm going to test. Okay. Yeah, I need to remove the conditional. New record. And if I put something, else, copy image. So if I put something, okay, but if I remove it, boom. Right? That's cool. Huh? So something cool for the image is this. I use the emojis, okay, and you have an emoji for a file. Let's say you want this, something like this, right? So you don't use this trick here. So you just disconnect it, and you use this here. Look, you select your container, and you go to the placeholder text here, and then you drag this here. So now you have an emoji, which is a text image, right? And then add the placeholder, so that we have this. So now you can change. So of course you need to change. You go to the style, and you go to the placeholder text, and you put much bigger, like I don't know, 75 or something like this, or 100. Okay. So now you have your image always defaults. So if you paste your image back, you know, and you have the placeholder, and you can put whatever, you know, all the emojis you want. That's cool. That's a cool step. So what next? I use an image over the container that is hidden.
The next question.
So can you need to stop doing this? Use an image over the container that is hidden when something, you need to use that, you know. But so Ken, you need to get rid of, you need to use, either way, either you can use an emoji, which is cool, or you can use what I just did before. You have a global field in the global table with your default image, and then you can you use it instead of having, because now you don't need to take care of it. You don't need to take care of it. And if you copy the fields, you can copy the container to let's say you have this calculation here. So why I'm using the global? Why I'm using the global always for this kind global image? Why is a global? Why the default is inside the global field? Because look, I'm creating a new table. Create a new table. Pasting my container in that new table. Okay. I'm going to the layout here. I have my container. I create a new record, boom. And if I paste my image, it works. Oh, copy image. So it works automatically. You don't need to take care of the relationship. Why? It's because globals are available throughout the solution without getting, for example, here I am in the test 2, right? And I have absolutely no relationship between those tables. So how could it be possible for me to just say I want to go to globals, and I want the default image here without relationship? I have it. So the globals are available throughout the solution, throughout all the records, and throughout all the tables without any relationship. So that's the solution, but I like Nick's one.
The next big question is from David. Yeah, trigger last modification will work even if the field is not in the layout.
Yes, of course. That's the beauty of it. So the auto entry calculation will perform field in the layout or not. So so what do we need? So set field it doesn't need to have the fields inside the layout. Export field content, yes. Insert calculation, yes. All those insert. So export field content, yes. Go to field. It needs to be in the layout, but it doesn't have to be it can be outside the layout, right? Go to next field, the same. It has to be in the layout, but it can be outside the layout. Go to previous field. relookup field content needs to be in the layout. No, relookup, no. Replace, no. So relookup field, no. Replace, so those two, no. Set field, no. Set field by name, no. Sort record by field, no. So it's just the export field content, go to field, go to next field, go to previous, insert all the inserts, all of those needs to be, if you don't have the field there, all the insert needs to have the field inside. So only export field content, yes. Go to field, yes. All of those, but relookup, no. Replace, no. Set field, no. Set field, all of those, no. Okay. So that explains a little bit the self. So we saw the self. Do we have any? Okay, you can use placeholder text in the inspector.
More commentary, not so many more direct questions.
Yeah. So appear Claris may, okay. Different operating system have, Stu, you have a different thing, different consider, okay, yeah, but you here what I can do. Let's say you have, I understand, Stu said, yeah, we have different emojis on PCs and Mac, which is true. Okay. But here what you can do, okay. So you can use this thing here, get system, okay, platform, okay. So the platform, we say 1 for Mac and -1 for PC, right? Okay, so that's that easy, okay. So you said if, system platform, right, inferior to 0, because this is how you need to use that. Because get system platform, get system platform, get system platform. Up. Here, the craziness of Claris. Okay, there's an explanation for that. Okay, during a day, FileMaker has 1 for macOS on Power PC, and then 2 for macOS on 68,000, right? And then another one for Intel PC, right? Intel Mac on Intel, right? So you have the Mac on the the system platform on the 68,000, right? The Motorola. Then they have the one for Power PC, and then the one on Intel. So that's why you have these crazy numbers. And then they got rid of those 1 - 1 + 2. Okay. So how you need to use this system platform, you don't need to say equal. No, you said inferior to 0. Inferior to 0 is is Windows, and superior to 0 is Mac. That's simple, right? That's simple. You don't need to, because even me, I don't remember 1 - 2 + 2 - 1 + 1. I don't know. But what I know, it's inferior to 0 is PC, and superior to 0 is Mac. That I know. Okay. So so you say, if it's, let's say, if it's Mac, do 1 emoji, right? I don't know, do this, okay? And if it's PC, you say this. Make more sense. Okay. So, so what he says, oh, I need to put the, okay. So you do this, right? So then you say, okay, you have a smiley because it's on PC, it's on Mac. So you can use this, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, today it's a day. All of this is something you can use for the pivoting table anyway. So different images. So that's cool. So you can use this. The minus. Forget about the minus. You have the inferior to 0. And so it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. So we saw the self, because I wanted to explain the self, because self is where I'm using self everywhere here. That's why, that's why I want you to make sure that all of you guys understand the self. I'm using self a lot in the conditional formatting because it's very practical. So here, for example, what will return? So, by the way, let's have a good usage of what you have learned recently with me. Okay. And I want conditional equal, right? Self, right? What self returns when you are in the conditional formatting, right? What self? So conditional 1, okay, is the first. So conditional 1 What does it return? Conditional 1 return the date. You see here? So conditional 1 return a date. So when I said self in a conditional, it will return the content of the object. In that, for example, what a button. Let's do this. It's very interesting. As actually, it's a good session today. Let's say I'm doing the same on a button, right? What a self on the conditional will return. So I need a let, and I put nothing there. Okay. So just to have what this will return, right? Is returned. Okay, so yeah, but I need something to. I need something. Yeah, I need to put self here, at least. Conditional 2, because I have a conflict. I might have a conflict. That's why it wasn't. Yeah, I need something to trigger it. Just, or maybe I need to put 1. No, I need to put 1. I need something to make it happen. So here I need to put 1. 1 makes. Oh, I will explain that. It's a good explanation. So I put 1. It will trigger it. It should return the button. It should return the content of the button. But anyway, you understand my point. Okay, so yes, what 1 means. What you remember, I told you that the conditional formatting, or maybe I need to put something here. I don't know why I wasn't doing it. I don't know. Okay, never mind. So what the 1 is doing. What the 1 is doing. So let's say I put 1 here. I put 1 in the formula. And I said, I want the text color like this, and I want the button black like this, right? So this button here, 1 will say on the conditional formatting, why is not doing it? It's funny. Oh. Okay. My bad. Yeah, this button was disappearing, so that's why. So it will work now. My formula will work. I was just doing this on the wrong button. That's why I say why is not working? Okay. So now conditional 2 self. So it should return the content of the button. Okay, so sometime, so you see, I know what the content of the button. Self on the button, returned so. Now you know what the thing, now you know how to track. You know how to track conditional formatting, right? So you know what the conditional, when you call self on the button, it returns the name, whatever the text on the button. Okay. So when you call self in this button, it returns whatever in the button itself. But it's not a button. This is a field, right? So when you put a self on the conditional formatting on the field, so right. So now let's do the same thing just for fun on the hidden states. Right? What it return? Let's say I'm going to hidden state 2. 1. What self returns? What self returns? I don't want anything here. What self returns on the button on the hidden states? Right? Hidden state. It returns the date. Right? So it returns the content of the object, right? Self will return the content of the object, right? So you know now, right, what to do. It returns the text of the button. It return, of course, it return a conditional. We return whatever in the field, in the button. You understand? It's cool. So isn't state default object removed. Okay, hidden default. It appears that the hidden is evaluated first, then it is hidden, then condition. Yeah, yeah. No. Let me explain, Stu. Yeah, Stu has a good question here. Anything that is not in the layout, is not evaluated. So here, the button was hidden by default, but it was hidden. So it didn't have the opportunity to create the variable. Okay, so that's why the self and the what's the name? The conditional formatting calculation didn't evaluate it. So we have a question on YouTube. So a thumbnail image, yeah. So a thumbnail image can be enlarged with another layout. Oh, a thumbnail image can be enlarged with another layout with a larger container and a global container. Ron, I'm sorry, I don't understand your question. A thumbnail image can be enlarged with another layout. He put that statement with variable on the self. Okay, I'm guessing if you put the let statement with variable and self into an item in a border row or list view body, it will go crazy recalculating the variable for each row. I don't think so. That's a good test though. Let's do it.
I will ask Ron from YouTube to restate his question.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Let's do this here. Let's have fun here. Field list test, list test 1 equal self. Let's do it, So I have on the conditional. So here I don't think so because it's not possible to stack it. So what it's doing? In my opinion, it will replace by the last. That the last visited, the last of the list. Yeah, it will show only the last, right? If I put this calculation here, I'm messing up an original file, by the way, but it's okay. If I'm putting here, it will change. Putting 2. Yeah, you need to be careful with this because you can screw up your layout, your performance with stuff like this. But it's okay. Here we change. No, it said only off. Yeah, but because I didn't put the name. It was this one, right? I didn't change the name of the. No, I did too. Self. Why is not doing it? Oh, here. Yeah, it's T1. Yeah, it said it will put the last. No, it changed. But it will put the last visited or something like this. Oh, I want to refresh. Refresh. No, it's weird. Yeah, I'm not surprised that he's doing something like this because because it's what I'm surprised that the test 1, test 2 return the same. But anyway, yeah. But list view is like it's it's a good test. I messed up my file all the time. Why, Ken? Interesting. I wonder if you would like. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so the self, we used it. We have oh yeah, in that file I can mess up. Is on the stream RCC. So you know now how to use self. So self need to be applied to an object. Can be like this. Can be it can be self. If I do self on the tooltip, for example, if we return the button name, right, like the conditional, right? If we return, you see, if we return whatever in the button. So self, you have a tooltip, you have the hidden states, you have the conditional formatting, auto entry calculation, you have the validation calculation, this guy here, validated by calculation, that you can use self. Where you cannot use self for sure is anything here. Okay, anything here. And I'm not sure you can use self in the what's the name? Here. I think you cannot. See, you cannot. Because it doesn't point to an object. Here, when you are in a script, the script doesn't apply. The calculation here doesn't apply to a what's the name? To an object, right? So you need to be applied to an object itself, right? Like all those calculations that I show here, and of course calculation that you have here, auto entry calculation, validation calculation, where those, that's it, that's all what you can. Conditional, tooltip, hidden states, and auto entry, validation. Yeah, that's it. That's all what you can use the self. Okay, but you understand now that we have 5 minutes here. So now you understand. I'm saying the def week of self. Self will return a date. We saw that, right? We saw a date. So the def week of self. Okay. So if I'm putting this, in my nice stuff here, def week of self, what it will return? What conditional one will return? Conditional one, 4. Day of week 4. Is it true? Yeah. Sunday, remember, FileMaker start on Sunday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4. Okay. So you know now. So you know how to use self in the conditional formatting. And I'm pretty sure this will change your life, just this, completely, because it was a nightmare before. So you can do whatever you want. You can say if the date, if self inferior to a date, for example. Okay. If self is inferior, or whatever. So yeah, go to run. Red section. Okay. A question from YouTube: can a small image be enlarged with a global container in a larger container in a different layout? Of course. Why not?
Yeah, because that was Ron's question. He's like, yeah, so small images that are hard to see can be seen in a normal sized container and a different layout.
Yeah, you can. I don't see why. If I go there and I enlarge it here, it will be enlarged here. See, small, large. Yeah, yeah. A global container is a container. So everything, just that you can create as many records you want, you will create this. Okay, but be careful. So let me explain something here. You must be sure that you will never, ever, let's say I'm copying in my global here, I'm copying a big fat image, or because it happened to us many times. You drag something like a 2 GB image, a big image here in this container, and each time you're going to create a layer, you create a field here. You create each time you're going to hold on. Each time you're going to create a record. It will load the image. 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 So sometimes, if you have something like this, it will copy the image. Be careful, okay? You're going to copy the image. That you need to understand this. The image here exists. The image here exists. You can export it, okay? The image exists inside the container, is copied from the global. It's like going to the global, copy the image, and paste it. It's the same. So to make sure that something like this will never happen, okay, to make sure you do something like this. You said, yeah, get this, okay, but get thumbnail of this image with 100 by 100. So the get thumbnail will get you a small version of a big file, right? So now, right? So this will prevent when you create a new record, see the image smaller. The image is smaller, right? So this is good. Now, you have another way to do this. And after that, we can go. Here, look what I'm doing. And that is a course that we are going to see the auto entry calculation stuff. But when we're going to do the auto entry calculation, that will be an interesting webinar, by the way. You do this, okay? Get thumbnail of self 100. Let's say I'm doing small on purpose, right? I'm going small on purpose. So I go to my global table and I remove this. And I put it, put large like this. I'm doing it on purpose, right? So let's say I want a large file image. So I don't know, yeah, that will be large, copy image. And I paste it, bam. So it was a big file, it was a big image, right? So let's say we have a container, big, create, container. So this one container without the change, right? So you can prevent a user to do something crazy, right? So that is the image. That's the image. But if I copy this image, okay, and I paste it here, boom, it's small. Because I said I want 20 by 20. So when you say self, for example, another cool stuff, let's say if self different nick, you said wrong. Otherwise, you said good. Okay, with self in the auto entry calculation. So when you I put that on the container. Let's put this calculation in the whatever test field test text. Okay. And so that was the self, right? So I'm putting this field here. So you say you enter Nick, he said good. You enter Rick, he said wrong. So you can completely manipulate all what you want here. You say, okay, yeah, no, it's not good. Or you can say something like this, right? If self is different to Nick, you can say self and something like this. Okay. And self answer. Okay. Okay. Good. So look, but with the self and the auto entry, I'm doing a little bit of auto entry calculation. So this is empty, right? So now I'm saying Nick, oh, good. Rick, oh, wrong. So that's cool. So there's kind of things you can do with the auto entry calculation. So that is just a little bit of the with the get, yeah, great session. See, yeah. So you understand. So get the large version, prevent the people to do stupid things, preventing characters to be typed. That is my best. That's my best. You can on auto entry calculation. You can do crazy thing. For example, here I can just say I can just duplicate this, and then after that we go. Marge, I don't listen to you, so you need to stop me. So if okay, if no, let's say if code, okay, self, different of I don't know. Let me pull something here. No, it's cool. Let me pull something here. If code itself, it's different than 48. It's inferior of 48. For example, I have a better way to do that. And code superior of 57. Wrong. Okay. Otherwise, self. So it's a pure improvisation. Eh? I'm not, but I have a better way to do that. But that's cool. Okay. So I have another test here. So this test 1, and that test 2. Okay. So if I enter whatever, no, say yes. If I say this, no, it doesn't work. I should have said no, it's or. Sorry, it's or. I have a better way to do that, but I want to mix. So A is said wrong, 1 is said good, 2, 3. Okay, so let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those all of this works, right? But if I put A, it doesn't work. If I put this, doesn't work. Wrong, right? So you understand? So that means if you put something else, but not a digit works. But if you put whatever, it said wrong, right? So it's a good way but I have a better way to do that because you use this, you use this, right? But here, if you want really to have the good way, right, you need to use range, because you see the ASCII table. You said, okay, this is a good webinar, by the way. We need to do that, March. Can you write it down with a suggestion? Because you see the numbers are from 48 to 57. So you can say, okay, whatever code, the code returns something like this, right? So if I have code, code, ASCII code of 1 is 49, 2, so that's why he said 57. Okay, 57 is 0. 0 is 48, but 9 is 57, right? So if the code of this, and then you can say, oh, I want the range, this is my custom function, from 48 to 57. So now we can say pattern count of code of 1, okay, part of the range, right? So pattern count range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why this pattern count here. Code 5. I don't know. But you. Oh. Maybe I'm wrong with the pattern count. Pattern count, yeah, is this. That is this and this. Okay, code 1. He said yes, but if I put A, he said no. If I put the letter A, he said no. So you can use this, to and then after that, to make sure you have the word code. I have word code. This is my another good custom function of mine. The word code. Word code is doing this. Okay. So if I said Nick, it will say no. But if I say word code, that normally it should say yes, but why is not working word code? Oh yeah, because word code is doing this. Word code is cool. Word code, position start always. Okay. Word code is said Nick Hunter. So that all the code of my name. Every letters. So now you understand that using the ASCII table, I can say, oh, by the way, is this the code, for example, pattern count in my text? Is that the code number 110? Yes. Is that the code number 40? No. But the 110, yes. Right? The letter 110 is there. Right? So it's cool. We will do what's the name? The word code and stuff like that to detect. For example, I want to know, and then you need to stop me. I want to know whether the ASCII table stuff, ASCII table. So, because the ASCII table, you can say, oh, with the code, you can say, okay, capital letters are from 65 to 90, but the small letters, 97 to 122. So how you know if you have a capital letter in your name, right? Oh, because it's between that code to that code. Oh, for example, you want to avoid the people to type crazy characters. No problem. You do the same thing with the auto entry calculation. You say, okay, it's between this and this of the table. You say, no, get away, go away. You prevent the thing to enter. Okay, you prevent the thing to enter. Auto entry calculation is cool. Okay, bye bye.
Yes. Yes, I'm about to say I need you to wrap it up.
Okay, David Angels. Okay, those are my stuff. So if you want, it's a custom function. Word code. So if you want my custom function, so you have two. You have a word code. Word code is my stuff. Created. Okay. So it's a tail recursive function. So you have it on all my stuff. You have on all my files. The scheduling files, you have it, this word code stuff. It's a tail recursive function.
We should talk about it.
Yeah, but I mean, all of this will be talked with the auto entry calculation because that will explain all the auto entry calculation.
Okay. So we're going to circle back to this in a couple weeks. I'm not to hurry you, Nick, but I do have a meeting at 12:15. So.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we need to go.
Yeah, yes. Unfortunately, I need to go, even though I could happily listen to you for like the next hour.
No, we need to go. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!